Do you remember when you first got the internet? Everyone under 25 is like, no. Growing up with the power of dial-up internet for the first time ever, I did the only logical thing. I started selling bootleg CDs. I mean, I was downloading movies and games, and people at school were like, how do I get those? So I saw a great opportunity to make some side cash. I needed to pay for movie tickets. The irony. I even taught myself graphic design so I could slip covers into the cases, a real perfectionist. I know it's super illegal, but I was young. We didn't have Netflix, and we were all just trying to figure out what this internet thing would mean for our lives. That was my first experience as an entrepreneur, but not for the reason you might think. Let me explain. Back at school, I was being taught a different, fixed ideology of success, that I had to get great grades, get a good job in a big company, and work my way up. With immigrant parents, I really didn't want to screw up my chances at this, so I buried every entrepreneurial bone in my body. And eventually, I got that first job, the right job, at that company on the way to success. Only 1 year into it, I felt uneasy, I felt uninspired, and I struggled to see the impact of my own work. Thankfully, I was being pulled back into a more modern-day equivalent of selling CDs, selling websites. A friend from school approached me about joining him to start a design agency together, and I wasn't about to miss my next chance. So I left that job, and I was off on a new adventure to build my first legitimate business, Jet Cooper. Gone were the shackles, in was a larger, slightly cooler beard, and I was off on this new journey of building something uniquely my own. It meant the entire world to me. For 5 years, 24/7, 365, I put my everything into this. My friends and family, relationships and hobbies, food and entertainment, every success and failure. There was no longer a me that was not my business, only a single shared identity. We grew our team tenfold, and we built some amazing things that people still use every day. And that eventually got us an exciting new opportunity to sell the business. It was the right thing for our team, it was the right thing on paper, and we were excited. Normally, you'd say, that's pretty dope. You should feel really good. Let's celebrate. That's what people said. And that's what I did on the outside. But as it settled, that's not exactly how it felt on the inside. I was in mourning. I was starting to have an identity crisis. I had worked so hard to be a real entrepreneur, and now I didn't even own a business anymore. Who did this make me now? Back in a job? It didn't just feel like I sold a thing. It felt like I had sold a piece of myself. I quietly removed that word, entrepreneur, from my vocabulary and my Twitter bio. The truth is, it took me longer than I care to admit to realize that I had been thinking about my identity the completely wrong way. Being an entrepreneur wasn't attached to this business, it was about the journey that got me there. Entrepreneurship is a mindset. If I asked you to name an entrepreneur, you'd probably say Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, or Elon Musk. But we've let Silicon Valley steal this idea from us and put it on a pedestal. What about small businesses, intrapreneurs, freelancers, side hustlers, doctors, teachers, public servants, even Instagrammers? Who is and isn't an entrepreneur? We have this other fixed ideology that suggests that owning a business and being an entrepreneur are one and the same thing. But do you become an entrepreneur by just registering a corporation? Sign me up. Of course not. We have a lot of words to describe people that start businesses. Founder, partner, director, CEO, wizard of many hats. but we have no others that describe an individual's ability to take control of their risk and reward. Entrepreneur. Like creativity, entrepreneurship is a part of who we all are. We don't just say someone is or isn't creative. We know there are less creative people and more creative people, but creativity is in everyone. We've all had a creative moment. So it's not fair to say that entrepreneurship is or isn't there. The question is how much? And if we can think of entrepreneurship in this way, we can also develop it. Why is this so important? To understand that, we have to go back, all the way back to 6000 BC, when every human was an entrepreneur. We had to be to survive. We traded our own individual skills or resources for those of others. It was the barter economy. We crafted our own unique offering, and we maximized our risk and reward. In the last 3,000 years, we invented money. We organized labor. We created corporations. We set job roles and responsibilities. And we left far behind that essence of entrepreneurship that was natural to every human. And that brings us to today, where thanks to technology, our life and work are more blurred than they've ever been before, just like those barter days. We've democratized the ability for you to create almost everything. Just look at what you can do on your phone. Your skills, your relationships, your opportunities, they're entirely in your control. The only limiting resource is your attention span. But that's not where our story ends. We've gone so far, so quickly with technology that we're already in that next transition. We're already changing what the job market for our own intelligence is. Now anything that can be organized can be automated. From the daily automation all around us, like ordering your burger or driving your car, to the arms race for artificial intelligence. Hey Siri. We can't assume we'll always do what we have before, not forever, 9 to 5 until age 65. We're back in uncharted internet territory, just like that bootleg CD days. The future of work is not going to be better or worse, but it is going to be very different. So how do you not get left behind? The future will demand and reward an entrepreneurial mindset, one that puts you back at the center of control of you. The good news is we all have this inside of us. It's not a big, scary goal. It's a journey that we have to go down. And I want to tell you 3 ways that you can start to grow your own entrepreneurial mindset. Number 1, say yes to more. Yes is hard. Yes means we have to do something. Yes, we can fail. But when we say yes, we open ourselves up to risks and we can measure the returns. Once upon a time, I couldn't imagine learning how to design websites, but a life-changing yes got me a lot further than a usual no. And start with the simple yeses. Take that coffee meeting, volunteer with that group, try a new activity with a friend. The more you say yes, the more you learn. Number 2, don't wait for they. We're all guilty of this. They need to do something. They'll take care of this. When are they going to look at that? Who is they? I've never met them. When we say they, we free ourselves of responsibility and turn into bystanders. Every they moment is an opportunity for you to expand your skills and create more value. Take it. And number 3, find the small wins. There's a lot we need to do here, and no one is saying you have to do it all at once. We have to get better at breaking down the problem into small chunks that we can wrap our head around, wherever that might take us on our journey. I like to treat my small chunks as projects. Projects are a beautiful thing. Projects have a start, they have a finish, they have a clear, achievable goal. And when you focus on goals instead of tasks, you can also tie your work directly to their impact. That's it. You say yes to more, you don't wait for they, and you find the small wins. What would happen in a year if you started to do these 3 things tomorrow? Entrepreneurship is the future of work, and we are all entrepreneurs. Don't be afraid of the weight of this word. I know it can be intimidating. But as humans, we are naturally entrepreneurial, and you need to change how you identify with entrepreneurship too. You don't have to start a business. You have to develop a mindset. Name an entrepreneur. The next time you're asked, I hope you'll say you are. Thank you.